Okay, friends, we are back.
Success on there.
Okay, success Inairs, success Inairs with that capital I in the middle. Success Inairs. We are back and we would like to introduce to you our next awesome social media marketing funnel expert, Mr. Kevin Langford. Mr. Kevin Langford, at 4 a.m., when you're in bed sleeping, Mr. Kevin Langford is up and thinking. Kevin believes in sustained focus on your purpose driven life. He is the social media and internet marketing expert that audiences rave about. Ever since he began working with the Millionaire Mastermind Institute, he has been one of the main proponents of Facebook, LinkedIn, Google Plus, and is a true standout in this field of lead generation. Kevin has a great understanding of the marketing funnel and a great appreciation of what it takes to truly make bridging the divide through creating a path to progress and a remarkable vision of the future use of systems for any business promotion and growth. Besides that, he is an author, a singer, a life coach, and daily radio host on WYCB 1340 AM from 2 to 6 p.m., where his intention is to inspire others to greatness. Finally, he is also a fascinating person, and we're all in for a treat. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to the marketing funnel extraordinaire, Mr. Kevin Langford.
Thank you very much. Wow. Thank you, everybody, for being patient. Took a minute to get the technical and everything together. But now we're ready, and I won't be before you too long. We won't take up a lot of your time because it's been quite a day, hasn't it? All of our speakers have set us on fire, got us all ready, excited, lit up, and ready to go and make those moves, do some things to move your life forward. I just have a few questions. Are you ready to advance your career?
Yes.
Are you ready to launch a new career?
Yes.
Are you ready to be seen as a recognized leader in your area of expertise and passion? Well, you deserve a round of applause. Give yourself a big hand. Stop playing with the button. You turn me down.
Well, you start getting
You turn me. Oh,
your work. Go ahead. No, you got to before you get up there.
okay. All right. Well,
No,
anyway.
you still good. No, you got to.
Look, man, it's been a rough morning. Okay, we've been here since what 7 o'clock today,
Yeah.
and we've been watching everybody. And the last speaker, Maya Zachary.
Mia.
Oh, is it Mia or Maya? I thought she said Maya. It's Mia. You said Maya. She said Mia. It's tomato. Yeah. Oh, okay. So she deserves a big round of applause. I mean, it was so eye-opening what she said and talking about how to tell your own story. So I'm going to make my feeble attempt at letting you know who I am, telling my story at some point along the way and along the day. But we're here to talk about marketing. We're here to talk about how to move your business forward, of course. And I want to tell you about a fantastic new thing called the marketing funnel. But before we do that, I wanted to share with you just a few tips about because we're here for the Millionaire Mastermind Institute. So I wanted to share with you quickly 7 strategies to be like a millionaire. So you may need to write this down. I was working on a handout, so I'll give you a web address that you can go to later, and I'll send it to you via your email. But Albert Einstein said, creativity is everything. It's the preview of life's coming destinations. And so Here are 7 tested methods ensured to significantly, easy for you to say, enhance your joy and assist you in accomplishing success in any location of your life if you use them. Number 1, wherever you are today is an outcome of exactly what you've carried out in the past. So take responsibility for the options you've made, gain from them, and carry on. Release the mistakes, but don't lose the lesson. Number 2, you become exactly what you consider throughout your day. And that's a statement from Earl Nightingale, the author of Think and Grow Rich. And have you ever been driving along and you start thinking about something to the right, and next thing you know, your car is drifting to the right? That's because exactly what you take into consideration becomes a fact in your life. So think more positively about the direction you want to move into next. And I'm a big proponent of having a library. All of the richest people, all the rich people have a big library in the house. And unfortunately, some of us have 4 or 5 TVs, a TV in every room, a TV for the kids, a TV in the kitchen, a TV in the bathroom, and not any books. So make sure that the books you get are something that you can identify with your success. Surround yourself with positive mentors. And if you can't meet face to face with your mentors, with James Baldwin or Langston Hughes or any of your favorite mentors, make sure you get their book. They left that knowledge for us. You can sign up with the mastermind group. I congratulate you for being a part of this Millionaire Mastermind group. It's the first day of the rest of your life. Go to enhancement and advancement workshops to discover the best ideas and discover what your values are and what your concerns are. Number 4, invest a minimum of 3% of your earnings in, again, building your library, or get CDs, ebooks, teleseminars, webinars, and etc. If you're pushed for time, then you can listen in your car and turn your car into university on wheels. Reprogram your mind. You've heard the expression stinking thinking. That's where the thoughts that you have may be something that someone said to you. They may not be malicious thoughts, but someone may have told you that you can't do this and you can't do that and you shouldn't do this. You ought to not be that. You want to reprogram your mind with favorable ideas. Invest a couple of minutes when you wake up in the morning, after you have your morning prayer, after you begin and put your feet on the floor. Read motivational literature, or again, play that CD on your way to doing your morning ritual before you go to work. Listen to something relevant and do the same thing prior to going to bed. Don't let the last episode of Empire be the last thing on your mind before you go to sleep. Find something positive.
Don't watch Empire, build one.
I like that. Don't watch Empire, build one. And one of the ways to do that is by feeding your mind, reprogramming. Then there's a thing called the mirror workout. Once you've started your morning ritual, then every morning, stand up right in front of the mirror and give yourself a pep talk. You beautiful person, you're going to make it today. And it's going to be a different day. You're going to move ahead and move forward. So no matter how awful things get, you can say, no matter how awful it gets, I'm going to make it occur. Have an affirmation for yourself. Discover how to get rid of procrastination. People put things off doing something since they fear. And we're motivated by goals, logic, and fear. So you want to keep your goals in front of you, and remember that fear is false expectations appearing real. And then logically, sometimes we'll look at things and go, should I be trying to build a business? Am I an entrepreneur, or am I just an employee? You want to keep your goals in front of you. If you have to, go to the Ferrari store and look at your favorite car. Go to the big mansions and do the shopping in the homes. What do they call that? Open house. Come and always celebrate your successes. The little ones, the big ones, always celebrate your success. Change your paradigm and keep the change. What I'm going to say that again, change your paradigm. What a paradigm is your thought processes. It's the thing that you gravitate to the most. Change your paradigm and keep the change. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. And remember, what you do, you can share in your community. And one more thing, just from my notes, and that is have an economy state of mind. This is the Millionaire Mastermind Institute, and we're going to change it to the Billionaire Mastermind Institute soon. And so you want to have that economy in your mind, set your own economic state of mind. And someone said the easiest way to stay broke is to not have anything to sell. There's so many things online, so many products, so many affiliate programs I'll tell you about in a minute. There's so many things you can get involved in. Not to mention, you can create your own products like the sister has done, and you can create your own products and then make sure that you market that. And that's what we're here to talk about, how to market with a marketing funnel online. Now you notice the phrase, the 3D BD. Well, when I was young, there used to be a cartoon where the gentleman would be mentoring someone, and he would come out with a blackboard that was about this size, and he would pull it out and he called it the 3D BB. So this is our three-dimensional blackboard. And I've got to keep still. Where's my? All right, so we're going to talk about the ultimate business funnel. What is a funnel? When you think about it, they use funnels for different reasons. Something to perhaps, put gas in a car when you're out of gas. Back in the 70s, when there was the gas shortage, people would be funneling gas out of someone else's car. A funnel is an open-end coned object. However, in business, it's a little bit different. So, hello, I'm Kevin Langford. I'm here because I love to help people catch up, keep up, get fired up, and get ahead. You can find me at langford.kevin@gmail.com. And I'm always on my email account. I'm always watching that. So feel free to have questions about anything, or you want to share your testimony about how things are happening in your life. Now, one more question. Are you ready for a breakthrough in your business? Are you ready for a breakthrough? I'm always saying, Lord, if I could just have one more breakthrough. So we're going to share something with you today. Building your internet business is like building a house. And remember, what our focus is about, building a marketing funnel. So it's like building a house, and there's certain ingredients you need to build a house. That's why I suggest you go to your favorite dream house, look into houses, go to open houses and see what houses are. Heck, even go to construction sites and see what it takes to build them. We're going to look at this as a metaphor for building your business. And when you're building that house, we'll circle that, you need to have vision, a blueprint, tools and materials, all the right tools, all the right materials, a strategy, and taking the right action. Taking the correct action is very, very important. So then there you see it, right there, manifest before your very eyes, a dream house. But imagine this is your business. Your business is as beautiful as that, if you follow the ideas of using the ultimate business funnel. So we're going to talk about the online marketing fundamentals. And you want to write this down. Match your message to your market. What I mean by that is everybody doesn't wear 11.5 triple E shoe. So if you're trying to get the red bottom shoes, you're trying to market the red bottom shoes. They may be someone who only wears a 3 or a 5. And you're trying to market the 11.5s. You want to match your message to your market. I hope you understand what I mean by that. Okay, so match your message to your market all the times. There's ways to segment your market. You can do that. It's out of the scope of what we're talking about today, but you can do that with Google search, with keywords analysis. Here's a quote: "Successful people have abundance, and it's because they never waste time. They take massive action and they guard their time like a hawk." Like a hawk. Make sure the appointments you make, the things you do, the time you take is well deserved, and it's a part of your plan, a part of your strategy for success. Now, the process is easy for building your business and creating your marketing funnel. First of all, you want to bring awareness to your product, and you want to do that, of course, is in every way that you can online, with every means, whether it's through email, whether it's through advertising. Then you build interest by building a relationship with your clients. We've already heard about getting people to trust you, to like you, to know you. When you build a know, like, and trust relationship, then that gives you a chance to send information to them via, again, this marketing funnel I'm talking about. And then they take into consideration what you're selling, because now, as we've heard earlier today, it's not always about the product. People buy you. So then their intent is to follow you. You want to establish that intent, and we've already heard about telling the right story, getting people interested in who you are by telling the right story. Then they'll follow your intent, because your intent is about helping them. It's not about me, me, me. So then they start taking that an evaluation of what you're doing, an evaluation of the process of what you're showing. And then that, after you've created that, it leads to sales. Can you say ka-ching? Ka-ching. 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 And that's what we all want ultimately, is to fill up Hip Pocket National Bank. But you've got to do it by building a relationship, by a value for value exchange. Now, we're going to talk about the 3 levels of marketing. It's like riding a bicycle. What I mean by that is that, because people ask me all the time, why do you put that up? It's such a simple illustration. Because how many people have ever ridden a bicycle? Right? Well, once you learn to ride a bicycle, you never forget. If you haven't ridden in 10 years and you need to go somewhere, the only transportation you've got is a bicycle, you can get on it right now and go wherever you need to go. You may not be able to beat Lance Armstrong on your way there, but you'll be able to get to where you want to go, because people never forget. So we want to give you some unforgettable ideas for marketing today. The first level of marketing is the amateur level. The amateur level where, and how many people have ever done this? You get a replicated website, or you get an affiliate link. Let me see your hands. You get an affiliate link for that website. And what happens is you get a chance to put your picture on that site, and you tell your friends about it. And it's the same website as everybody else gets in that company. Everybody's still getting Moon Juice product, but your link is moonjuice.com/12578119110 / ID equals your name /moonjuice.php. That's long, and it's true. So when you get those replicated websites, you get those long web addresses. And most of the time, as an amateur, we don't know any different. We don't know any better. So I don't know about anybody else, but I tried that. So what you do then, you get excited because now I'm a part of the Moon Juice company and I'm selling my product, and you're trying to send traffic to the page. And you tell your friends, you tell everybody. Next thing you know, you get some business cards printed up so you can try and send traffic to that page. And then you get real excited and you do some advertising in the newspaper and on Craigslist and on Facebook and everything. And then next thing you know, you still don't have anything happening. And you're wondering what went wrong. Where did all the traffic go? It's because you don't have a full strategy of action to take for your product. Then there's the pro level. Now, in the pro level, it's that same replicated website. Yes, it might be that same affiliate link, but there's a focus this time. There's a different focus because one, you might get a domain name that redirects so that that website address isn't so long. We know about that, get a domain name to shorten those links. If anybody's got one of those long links, make sure you shorten it right now. Find a way. Order a domain name at GoDaddy or one of the other web addresses. Then you send traffic to a squeeze page first. And we're going to talk about exactly what a squeeze page is, but sometimes we like to call it a hug page because basically what you want to do is squeeze the content, the contact information from the people that visit your website before you send them somewhere else. So then you set up a system that performs like a well-tuned engine. And the focus is visitor value. You want to know the value of a visitor to your website. And by having a squeeze page, you can then learn and follow and track what your visitors are doing so you know what the visitor value is. Even if you're selling a product that's only 50 cents, when you get a visitor to your website, you then can communicate with them because now they're a part of your network, they're part of your system, and you can communicate to them and say, here's the 50-cent product that you would love. And that leads to the $1 product that you would love. That leads to you building more and more rapport. But what is the well-tuned system we're talking about? Let's start over. You know, they say that the money is in the list. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but if you hear it again, I've got rights to it now. No, I'm only kidding. So they say that the money is in the list. So what you want to do is build a list. Now remember, in the pro illustration, we started with a landing page, but this time you have what's called an opt-in web form so that they can sign in, sign up, get the instant download, what have you. We'll talk about calls to action in a minute. And then you begin to drive traffic once again to that web, to the landing page. And you can drive traffic in many, many ways. You can purchase traffic. You can use pay-per-click. You can use Facebook. You can use social media. Of course, you can use word of mouth. Get the signs that you put up. Tell everybody you know. We're continually driving traffic so that they can opt in and become a part of our marketing list. But in this version of the marketing funnel, this is the ultimate business marketing funnel, ladies and gentlemen. And in this version, what we do is now we need an engine that drives the traffic, because once you have a list, what do you do? What do you do with the people? Are you happy you have a list? I've got 1,000 likes on my page. I've got all of these friends on my page. I've got all of these people in my list. Well, what do? What you do now is you give them value. So by connecting both your landing page and your list, you create a marketing engine. And in that engine is the valuable content. And the closer you get to free, the better you can get with earning the money, getting to ka-ching, by starting with information that is valuable, not just something that is a toss away, not something that's years old and they can't use today. Give them something that they can use right now, make a difference in their life, something can move forward. Just like the speakers earlier today, they've given us food for thought, if you will. They've nourished us, nurtured us so that we know where we're going. And you do the same thing online. You give information, but you notice you do it continually and repeatedly. But in this, there's still one more twist before we get to the cash register. This is called the professional level marketing funnel. And so as you become a professional, you see, you will build raving fans, people who will follow you and are excited, waiting to hear from you again about the next idea of how they can move their life and or business forward. The next part of the funnel, again, starting with the same thing, the money's in the list. So you have that landing page, you've got that web form, that opt-in. And don't worry, a little later, we're going to give you an exercise where you can build your own landing page. So you're driving traffic to the page, you're doing everything you can, all different kinds of marketing, CPA marketing. Again, we're talking about pay-per-click. We talk about buying traffic. And of course, you can use Fiverr, you can use social media and all of that. And we want to, of course, get the engine going. But this time, with the engine, you're going to not only give valuable information, you might want to share software, you might want to share ideas of what helped you move forward in your business. And this one is called the authoritative marketing funnel. And the difference with an authoritative marketing funnel opposed to the professional marketing funnel, as the authority now, you own what you promote. You own the product. And there are ways to get licensing rights to many products. There are ways to position yourself as the owner of the product. You're no longer using the replicated page. You are now a person recommending this because it helps move your life forward. It's the alkaline water that helps you stay healthier, and you're a health expert. You're talking about how to be coached because you have received excellent coaching. You're sending people, recommending, and you build a crowd that knows, likes, and trusts you. So now you've become an authority, a maven, if you will. And so now you start to build upon your engine, and you can just continue to keep revving that engine up, because now you're marketing and branding company you, and you keep branding company you, and you keep adding more and more value till people are waiting, happy to give you money, because they know that what you do, what you have done for them in the past, has helped them so much that you can now move from the 50 cent to the $5,000 product to the $10,000 product, because now they know that you can be trusted. They like you, they know you, they're raving fans, they tell everybody about you. Now, the formula for the funnel is strategy and conversion. In your strategy, you want to ask yourself, is your landing page based on a message that matches your market? Does it give value? Does your landing page give value? In the conversion side, is your email list building upon buyers who know, like, and trust you? You want buyers in your list, because when you have buyers in your email list, then that means that they are already reaching into their pocket. They're already happy to share their finances with you. It's a value for value exchange. And finally, can you monetize the list with continuing content that continually gives value? You can even go from your product A to product B now, because you've established that type of a rapport. So that's a refreshing new perspective. I want to ask you, can you see the power in laying out a marketing funnel like that, opposed to simply driving traffic to the sales page? Okay, all right. Well, what we want to do, as I said, later on, we're going to show you how to build. So you want to build a landing page, but you don't know where to start? Let's begin. Get out your pencil and paper, and I'm going to show you the basics for a landing page. The essential elements of a squeeze page, landing page, they pretty much do the same function. It all depends on how you lay it out. So the essential elements of a squeeze page, first of all, just draw this square on your paper. This is going to represent your squeeze page. Then we need a headline. So a headline, in this case, let's say free gift. And beneath the headline, you want a sub-headline that explains it. So your headline is a bold, attention-getting sentence that explains what they're about to get and why it's important. So you say free gift, and you're explaining that, you opted in, you came to my webpage based on my Facebook link. Then next, After you've got the headline, next you need support elements. Support elements, that's the second part of our essential elements of a squeeze page. The support elements could be a photo of the free gift. It could also be a video of you explaining and telling them and thanking them for coming and giving them the benefits, telling them exactly why they came to the page, why they're going to enjoy the free gift you're giving, what it's going to do for them in their life. And you could also do many different things, like, for example, you could leave bullet points that explain. So support elements include product image, bullet points, a video, or even testimonials from your happy customers. The third element of a squeeze page is a web form. We were talking about that earlier. It was spinning around. So you want the web form to be placed above the fold on the page. That's a phrase that comes from back in the days when there used to be a thing called newspapers. And the headline was always above the fold. You didn't have to flip it over. So the same thing, you want to do the same thing with your squeeze page. You want to put the opt-in form high enough that they don't have to scroll down. And then you want to put information on it that, again, explains to them why they came to the page, what they're going to get, build that anticipation, build that excitement with them. And then you need a CTA, a call to action. That call to action should be something that engages them, like sign up here, get instant access now, join today, show me the money, and and things of that nature. So once you've done that, we see that the web form is a place they can fill out contact details. The less fields, the better. Instead of asking for their name, address, birth date, favorite color, how many children they've got, and how often do you read your emails. Sometimes all you need is to ask them for the email. Just ask for their email address, or maybe first name and email address. People respond very well to that. And that's it. You've got a squeeze page. If you followed what we were saying, if you drew that out, you can now use that. And there are many, many services where you go. There's a thing called autoresponder outside of the scope of what we're talking about today. But there are many places you can go and create your own landing page, create a squeeze page. But these are the basics that you want to remember. And that's what you want to do to have it work for you. So are you ready for a breakthrough?
Yeah, waiting on you.
So to get the information and get the white page that I was telling you about earlier, the 7 essentials to thinking like a millionaire, just go to breakthroughtofortune.com. Breakthroughtofortune.com. You can log in now, log in later. Just remember breakthroughtofortune.com, and will illustrate to you even more ways to expand your marketing funnel, where not only are you marketing, you can also track and test and split test your marketing. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, I'm open for a few seconds.
How valuable is the squeeze page?
It's very, very valuable. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10. Because instead of sending people directly to your sales page, it takes 6 to 7 visits before people will actually buy a product. So by getting their information, even if they leave your sales page, you can still contact them via emails. Remember, we had the engine, and the engine is contacting them repeatedly with information that they can use of value that'll help them move forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some money. And remember, go to breakthroughtofortune.com, or you can call me 240-280-5830.
What's your name?
I'm Kevin Langford, the Bettering Your Best coach. Have a great afternoon. 240-280-5830. And the email address, Langford with a K, .kevin@gmail.com. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Kevin Langford, the expert on the marketing funnel. We appreciate all that you've given to us today, all those more additional nuggets of wisdom that he shared with us, technological nuggets of wisdom. Okay, we're going to bring Professor Murray back up to speak to us, and he will close out the day for us. So, Professor Murray, whenever you're ready, the stage is waiting for you. Google, our friends out there in Google Hangout, hopefully you're enjoying everything you're catching, and get ready, get ready, get ready, because here comes some more.
You know what? It's hard following Kevin. It's just hard. I mean, we had Mia Zachary on, and the information he gave y'all was off the chain. And then, of course, I had to follow Kevin Lang. I don't know if I can follow that up, y'all. I might just have to just stand here and just look good. Oh, no, you better remember how to get out of that. Okay. It's off.
Again, for those of you who may have missed it, who wasn't here when we presented this information.
You turn it off. Okay.
Mine is on. It's on.
It's on. Oh, mine is not off.
Okay. Again, I just wanted to go over again that on May the 27th, we will be having a movie night. So friends in Google Hangout, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to our friends here in the room. We are having a movie night, May 27th. That's on a Friday. The topic will be Black Friday. We'll have the producer of this movie here in the room. So we'll watch the movie, then we'll have a discussion about Black Friday. And it's basically about our Black money and how we're spending our money and how we should be spending our money. So the ticket price is $10 per person, but you're going to learn so much more. That $10 is like a drip in the bucket compared to the information that you're going to get. We'll have an open discussion with the producer of the movie. So we would love for you to come on out, bring your children out, bring a friend out, bring your neighbors, bring your coworkers. Come on out and join us, and let's have a discussion about Black Friday and our Black money. Okay, so the men are getting the system again set up. So we'll take a quick pause and we'll be back to you in a few minutes. Thank you very much.
What I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and get into, well, I'm ready to get into it. I'm ready to get into social media. It's going to be very rapid, y'all. It's supposed to be 2 hours. I got an hour. But what I'm going to give you is information. I'm going to share with you the links that we at the Millionaire Mastermind Institute use that are basically free. Free. And so many people say if it's free, then it's for me. So let's see what we can do with the links as soon as Mr. Lang will get me hooked back up so I can go through them and I'll have them. But you have, let me put it this way. You can't use yesterday's way of doing things in today's society. You've got to change up. Well, you have to change up and be modern. You can't, if someone calls you, if you were talking to someone, they says, well, let's stay in touch. And I said, yeah, man, let's do that. Beat me. What would you think? Yeah, that's right. You know I wouldn't know what I'm talking about, and I'm far behind the time. So you got to realize you got to be up to date. That's why I have such a powerful staff. And you know what I want to do? What part of my staff I have here today? Oh, my wife's gone. I've got a lot of my staff here today. I want to bring all of them up front real quick. But one's on behind the scenes, Miss G, Arlene, and two ladies. Y'all come on. I want to introduce y'all to the public. And to it's just me real quick. Let everybody see who I got working behind the scenes. So y'all can see that, you know, I do have, you know, like I say, it takes teamwork to make the dream work.
Make the dream work.
You don't have to get all purdy to come up. You're purdy anyway. So I want y'all to see, plus my wife is around here somewhere. I guess she knew she's going on stage, so she deserted me. So I'm gonna let them tell who they are. Start with you, Miss G. Everybody knows you've been up all day.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mrs. G, and I am the MC of the day. I am also Mrs. G, the owner of Mrs. G's Irresistible Sweets, so I make candy for all occasions.
And I am Dr. Mom, Dr. Arlene Span. I am one of the educators here at the Millionaire Mastermind Institute. And what I educate you on is health and wellness, how you can be a healthier you right now today.
And you are, who are you? Catherine. I'm going to explain something to y'all. And you are? And these two are sisters. Now, I'm going to show you how youth gives you power and how youth knows. Well, how old are you, dear? 15. She handles my camera. She handles my Hangout, my computer, and everything. And this young lady here, she helps with the camera work, everything I need. They're just a meet and greet at the door. They handle all my behind the scenes stuff while I'm up here. They're the reason I look good. So I'm telling you, and how old are you?
19.
19. Now look at that. Baby, come on up here, baby. This is part of my staff. And of course, Mr. Langford, who just left. And y'all got a chance to see Miss Mia Zachary. And here comes the power behind me. Here comes my boost. And who are you?
Oh, I'm Ava Murray,
And you are
the
vice president.
vice president.
Hey, hey, she just knows she does everything I ask her to do. I do everything she tells me to do. So, but together we're a team. You see, I'm part of the staff of the Millionaire Mastermind Institute and the behind the scenes of everything. Thank you, ladies. Now y'all got to make me look good. And you know, I surround myself with all beautiful women, all except for Kevin.
Yeah.
Handsome. Kevin's not beautiful, he's handsome.
Getting close.
These are needed social sites. Now, these you definitely want to write down because these are some that you need in order to keep going and growing. So you got to have these, and it's 12 of them. First one is LinkedIn. Y'all know what LinkedIn is? That's a business account for business people. And that's where you meet a lot of your business people, a lot of business associates. I got $1 million deal I got a big expensive deal to a gentleman who met me who plays for one of the NBA teams. He hooked up me through LinkedIn. You want LinkedIn. Facebook. Can't say enough about Facebook. See, I can't go over these with the time period that I really want to. Number 2 is Facebook. Facebook is the largest advertising tool in the world. And it's free. Well, I don't like Facebook. Well, then how do you like success? How you like being poor? How you like not getting what you want to go building and growing your business, picking up clients from around the world you normally won't be able to touch, associate with, or get to know you. You got to have a Facebook page. And on your Facebook page, you can have as many fan pages as you want. Otherwise, other avenues to your business lead you to success and guidance. You got to have Facebook. Number 3 is Twitter. Twitter is an adult. It's for adults. Most people who use that are adults and professional people. Professional people do Twitter. All your famous stars use Twitter. All your wealthy people use Twitter. All the people with money use Twitter. So I'm telling you, if all these sites and they're free. I'm giving them to you in a way where you can just start using them, and it's easy. You can link them all up together and do on one and do the other. YouTube. I love YouTube for the fact that almost any subject that you want someone to speak to you on or know how, all you got to go to YouTube and type it in. Somebody's talking about it. Somebody's made a video about it. Someone's made an audio and put video on it about it. Here's the thing about YouTube. YouTube is your resume. I've got 50 or more shows on YouTube, classes on YouTube. And when people ask me, say, well, Mr. Murray, how can we find out what you do? Or what do you teach? I tell them, go right and pull up my YouTube channel. YouTube.com, Mr. W. Murray, M-U-R-R-Y. And there's my channel. It's a channel. You put on there what you want to put on there. You always want to put something on there to make you look good and build your growth. That is your resume. When you go to these companies and you want to drum up business, or you want them to become a client, or they hire you, your YouTube channel. That is your resume. That's very powerful. Email. Now, the only thing, you must get a database. If you don't have a database, you don't have a business. You've got to send your contacts right now. Everyone that was here today and everyone that I've gotten online that sent me their information, go and get a private note for me telling you thank you for attending. We appreciate you giving us the time. We appreciate you, and we hope you continue to follow the Millionaire Mastermind Institute. Any questions or any notifications, we'd be glad to hear from you. Any suggestions, any idea, we'd be glad to hear from you. Send it to them. Email. But now you have to learn something. Email isn't what it used to be, because so much new stuff is coming out, but this is the best personal touch. When you touch someone personally with a thank you, that is very, very powerful. So you have to have an email. Dropbox. That's free. What it is a link, a site that you go on and you just drop things in it. It's a cloud. I have every one of my presentations in my Dropbox. I have hundreds of them in my Dropbox. If I want to give a presentation or I want to give a PowerPoint, all I need is a computer, and I can do it anywhere in the world. All I do is click, save, drop it right in Dropbox. It's in the cloud. So I can go anywhere in the world and don't need to take nothing with me but my laptop. And I can do a PowerPoint anywhere. Why? Because I got Dropbox. You got documents for my real estate. I got documents in, I got contracts in there. All I got to do is have my laptop. And I can pull up any client that I got. Why? Because I drop it right in Dropbox. B2X, I want to ask you a question. B2X is a texting company I use. I've done a lot of research. I went to a lot of companies. And I worked something out with B2X, because I sent out over 20,000 texts in the last 3 years. Over 20,000. That's different, not saying in 1, 2, 3 at one time. Now I'm gonna tell you what's great about B2X. I said, go to b2x.com, betwext.com/MMI. And I'm gonna ask you a question. How valuable are your clients? Are your future clients, your past clients, or your present clients, or people you meet, are they worth 2 cents? Are they worth 2 cents? That's what it costs for me to send out a text, 2 cents. So if I send out 100 texts, all it costs me is what? 2 times 100, $20. Now I just touched 200 people for $20. I'm gonna tell you something about a text. 85% of all texts are read within the first 3 minutes. 3 minutes. The other 15% are read in 3 hours. When your phone goes off, somebody texts you, bam, first thing you do, you'll stop everything and look at it. Within 3 minutes, they read your text. You can do or say anything with a text. This is one of the most valuable things I have. I text like crazy. I mean, you can have an individual text that's free. When you're doing a group text, you want to be able to send people. Every time I do my shows on Tuesday, I send a text out. William Murray's Empowerment Session will start in 50 minutes. Give them the title, tune in, join discussion, and I have the numbers.
So that's how you collect the phone numbers?
Yeah, well, yeah, because when I'm on my calls, if you call into my call, it shows me your name. It shows me your number. It tells me how long you've been on. It tells me, it tells me several. I gotta think now, because I get 2 emails.
Where you calling from?
Yeah, where you calling from? If you tell me who you are, type in your name. So every time you call in, I got it. But I'll tell you, I got that on here too, so we'll talk about that. But I do send a text out. I send out now over 700 texts every time I do my show. I send out an average almost 2,000 texts a week. 2,000 a week. Because of I'm sending out from all my events and stuff that I do. Thanking them.
Can you
and
schedule
accepting.
them?
Yeah, you set it up. You can set it and forget it. Okay, I won't want to go out at 9 o'clock. Like today, I sent out 3. I don't want to go out at 9. I want to go out at 1. I want to go out at 3. Bam, set it, and they automatically that time they go out. Instagram. That's a lot what the youth are using. You want to touch the youth, you got money. That's why we ain't got none. They got it. We give them our money, go, we take care. That's why we don't have an Instagram. They live on Instagram. Facebook is for people, older people. Not a lot of young people use Facebook. If you look at the age, you got some that do. Most of them use Instagram. It's for the youth, and you want to stay in touch. Don't think they don't want to know, don't want to grow, don't want to need you, and etc. You got to use Instagram. Same thing with Pinterest. You got to use, I mean, here are things that are free. People say, well, I ain't got time for that. Then you got time, but you got time to stay poor. Let me tell you something about not having and not doing. Laziness and poverty and excuses move so slow that poverty overtakes it. Now think about what I just told you. You're tired of being poor, broke, and not having? I'm giving you everything that's free. All you got to do is take the time. Because if not, continue to be poor. Keep doing what you're doing and keep getting what you get. FreeConferencePro.com. You want to have your own show? You want to have a radio show? You want to reach people? This is what I use every week. I'm in my 4th year. FreeConferencePro.com. It's free. When you go on, it records your show in 2 ways: MP3 and another system. Wave. Yep. When I put in when you call, I say who's calling. When I ask who's calling, and you give me your name, and I can put your name in there from now on. Every time you call in, the number, your name pops up. I can mute you. I can leave you open. I can control the board, and it tells me how long you've been on. I mean, how long you've been on. Now, once my shows are over, I get an email telling me the phone number, what city or state they called from, what time they got on, what time they got off, and how long they were on. I get all that information because I educate and I teach. That helps me build my business. So now I'm professionally ready. I'm professionally ready for live real television and radio. This is my rehearsal. Like I told you, I have grown so much over the last 4 years from just doing this show, sitting at home in my office. They give you a phone number, and when you call in, it says, welcome to William Murray's session, empowerment session, the road to success. I wrote down, typed, and sent it to them. Just hit the button, send it to them, and they do a voice on what I typed. That's your opening. I got a chance to pick my PIN number, which was 1950. Why did I pick 1950?
Year you was born.
That was the year I was born.
That's how much you make a minute.
Hey, that works. Yep, 1950. But that's a fantastic thing, Free Conference Pro. You want your own show? Learn how to do it. I just met a gentleman who's a junior at Morgan State University. He wants to get into media. I showed this kid so much in half an hour. He says, Mr. Murray, I'm a sophomore. You just told me more in the last half an hour about what I can do and how to do it. Then they told me in almost 2 years. Two years of college. I think 80% of what you learn in college you'll never use. You're only going to use 20%, but to have that piece of pigskin is worth thousands of dollars. FreeConferencePro.com. I would suggest that everybody has a business started. Periscope is the new thing out there now. Well, it was new, but stuff happened. Like I say, stuff moving so fast. You know, Periscope, where you can go live and you can talk for what, to an hour, hour and a half, something like that on Periscope. Was a limit on it.
I think so.
I think there's a limit of an hour and a half on Periscope, but it's free. Just go on and set your phone up. I've got 2 or 3 little tripods. I keep 2 in the car. Oh, I've got 4. I got 2 in the car and 2 at home. I set my phone up, put the title in, hit Periscope, bam. And I'm talking to people. And they do. And here's the thing about Periscope. They're from all over. I have people from Asia. Come on my show. I mean, tune in and send me a message. I'm enjoying your show, or ask me a question. And I had tripped me out when a gentleman from Russia came aboard and asked me a question. I'm thinking, wow, Russia. And that's free. Now, here's one that I'm just getting into. And I think it's going to hurt Periscope a lot. That's Facebook Live. But the only thing about Facebook Live, I don't like, is you can only be on for 59 minutes. And then it cuts you off. But you can go right back on. And every one of your friends on Facebook, it notifies your friends on Facebook that you're live. Well, I've got 4,200 friends on Facebook. Now count how many I got in my because I got 4 fan pages. Because on fan page you can have as many as you want, but on your personal page, you can only have 5,000. Facebook Live is one of the best things going right now. You can always sit there. Like yesterday, I was sitting down at my table and I just felt like talking. Nobody was home. I was by myself. I set my little tripod up on the table and sit right there and spoke for 28 minutes. I told people I just want to talk. And people start coming on, and I was telling them about the Institute, what was going on, and they start coming on asking me questions. And the thing about that, it saves it to your page. So they can go back and look at it whenever they want to. Now, something that I did, where's my phone? Let me have my phone, G. Please, thank you. I'm gonna tell you about something that I do that this young man taught me. I'm gonna give y'all some information that this gentleman taught me. I can be anywhere in the world at any second, and with this, I can interview you live or interview you and put it on a page. I went online and bought a mic that fits in my phone. The mic cost me $12. This little thing cost me $4, and I put my logo on it. See that? Mm-hmm. Now what am I doing? I'm not a professional. Yeah. All I gotta do is plug it in, go to my camera on my phone,
right, and
push video, and I can do a live interview just like that. But now I'm telling you, on your phone, when you do that, put it on airplane mode. So if someone calls you, it won't interrupt your video. You want to do airplane mode. And then when you finish, take it off airplane mode, but you can't load on, it won't load, but it goes into your gallery. Take it off airplane mode, go to Facebook, hit load picture, go to your gallery and load it right on your Facebook page. And great too, you can load it on your YouTube channel. Yeah. I did an interview with Robert Gatewood, one of the educators in the Institute. In 8 days, he had 1,100 views. 8 days, he had 1,100 people look at his interview. And guess what happened? He ended up getting a job with a company through Obama, one of his programs. Yep. And they paid for him to travel down south to the program. Then he ended up going to Mississippi, a couple, 2 or 3 days later, all from where I interviewed him, and it started on Facebook. 1,100 views.
That's powerful.
And it's free.
Right.
$12 for the mic. And I got the mic, I got the little cushion thing over it, and I got a couple other little piece things to give with it. And then when I order the white thing, I can sit down in the mirror and see my logos on. I put that on there. Free. A gentleman showed me how to do that. I said, Lord, he don't know. He just created a monster. I'll be walking down the street and I stop and somebody, I just say, tell me about your day.
BDI.
Yeah, BDI, baby. Broad duplicate and proof up on it.
Is that an Android?
It works
see,
on any
uh-huh.
phone.
Any phone.
It just
As
plugs
long as
into
you
your.
have a
Plugs right
your
into your
phone jack.
phone, and then you go to.
I could use it on my cell.
You can use. Yes, you can.
Anything that has a earphone jack.
camera and an
Earphone jack.
Yeah. And you
You can
interview.
do it with your
And the thing is, now,
Less than
if you do
$20.
over 7 or 8 minutes, it's over the limit that you can put on Facebook. Unless you save it to YouTube, and then you take that link and put it on Facebook. Yep. Free. I told you they didn't create a monster. So if you see me walking down the street and I myself say, excuse me, tell me, how's your day going today? You know, I'm William Murray, the president of Million Mind Institute. Then I'll talk to them and say, well, how can I help you? Bam.
Yeah. Instant credibility.
Instant.
And a junior monster in training.
Now, see what I just give you? Look the power I just giving you, and all of it's free. Everything on here is free except for B2X. But if your class ain't worth 2 cents, not saying some of you say you ain't worth 2 cents, but some of your clients ain't worth 2 cents, okay, but if your class worth 2 cents, B2X.com/MMI. 2 cents. Everything else on here is totally free. Hello, how much power did I just give you?
And we must stress that with that MMI behind B-Twix is how you get that 2 cents because
Yeah.
there's a connection to the MMI.
That's right. It's connected to the MMI. the Million Dollar Mastermind.
Affiliate link.
Yeah, affiliate link.
Absolutely.
Now, how much power and information did I just give you?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
See, I got Kevin Langford sitting over right now with his mouth on the floor. He got to pick up his mouth off the floor because his mouth hit the floor behind all the information I gave him. Because that's what I'm saying. I don't know it all, and he doesn't know it all, but between the two of us, we'll solve your problem. That's what the MMI is about, Million Dollar Mastermind is about. I just taught him something, talked to me about somebody I met at an event who's in Louisiana. That gentleman ended up being on my show. And then I ended up being on his show in Louisiana. I introduced him to people up here. He introduced me to people in Louisiana.
That's all right.
That's what it's all about. See, we aren't in competition. We're partners. When God created one tree, more than one tree, he created more than $1. And if you want to be greedy till I take it all, you'll never get none of it. Now, is that easy enough? Is that valuable enough? I got to keep going, y'all. I got to go to my next thing I want to get into. Now, if you'd like to book us and the Institute and me, you can do that. Just go to 240-619-2019. Email me at wmurray6@gmail.com or mminstitute.info for the website. Everything's there. Contact us. Here's the thing that's great about the Million Dollar Mastermind Institute. You can come here to Maryland. We can come to you. We're mobile. We are mobile. You have a church group, you have a company, you have an organization, or you have, now we speak at a lot, I speak at a lot of youth and a lot of people behind bars. There's an organization I spoke to. I got an attorney that I speak with. Organizations. So there's not an organization out there that we won't come to and educate you. You got a huge company, we'll come and talk to you and talk to your employees and to your management staff. Because here's the thing about, you got to have a coach. If you don't have an outside force looking at you, then you aren't having someone that's not a yes person. I'm not a yes person. We aren't yes. We're going to give you what you need. These 12 here are very valuable.
Yeah.
With these 12 right here, you could build $1 billion company off of just these 12. $1 billion company off of these 12. Call the Institute. Now I'm going to go into my next presentation real quick. What time is it?
509, 510.
Oh, is that all? I went through that quick.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You're a bad man. I know that S is under your shirt.
Remember, I always told you, it's a we thing. And I love this song. This song came out, I think, in 1968 by one of the greatest writers in the history of music. Curtis Mayfield wrote the song, We're a Winner. And it says, we are a winner. Don't let them say you can't make it. Don't let a feeble mind get in your way. We don't cry no more. We've dried our eyes because we're moving on up.
Moving on up.
Because Lord have mercy, we're moving on up. I'm going to help you move up. We're here at the Institute. You met some of the people that look at the brilliance we gave you today. Look how much money you can make off what we gave you today. Now, here's something I always say, and I said it earlier today. I want y'all to remember this. You have this in your philosophy. If you push me, I'll pull you. If you pull me, I'll push you. It's not going to matter whether I'm pushing or I'm pulling. We're all going to get there together. It's easier that way.
Yes, yes.
It's easier that way because no person is an island. If you think you can do it by yourself, I got a bridge to sail in the desert with good fishing. And I sell it to you cheap. So, I mean, you know, you got to learn to listen. See, here's the thing about listening and learning. Sometimes you got to sit down and be quiet, be silent, and listen. Because here's something I'm going to give you a power thought. Do you realize that the word silent and listen have the same letters? It's spelled with the same letters. Silent and listen are spelled with the same letter.
Yeah.
Hello. Now I'm gonna get into something now that's very, very powerful. This is very powerful, y'all. And I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you the 10 personal controls. I'm gonna go through these real quick because I got a story I want to tell you. I'm gonna go through these quick too. So like I said, it's 2 hours. I gotta do it in an hour. So I want you to listen and learn on these. These are something that's very necessary to your life, to your business, to your existence, to your family, to your creation, to your success. I'm gonna give you the 10 personal controls. You better control these. If you don't control these, life's gonna control you. And that ain't no fun. That's like having a wild dog that you can't control, or one you got tamed. Tame your personal control. Number 1, you gotta control your thoughts. The most powerful thing on this in earth, on this universe, is your mind. Control your thoughts, what you think. There's nothing more powerful than what you think. Because you have to think. Your thought process is your positive and your negative in life, your success and your failure in life. Number 2, control of your emotions. You don't show your anger, your disappointment, your better than, your emotions. Control them. Give a smile, give a sunshine. Don't show the world that you got problems, but guess what? So does the world. They got problems too. There's not a person out there on earth that doesn't have a problem. I don't care how rich they are or how poor they are or how broke they are. All of them have emotions that you have to control. You have to learn to, you know what? I was the type of person that you want to fight, step to me. You want to get cussed out, step to me. You want to have a bad day, step to me. I had to learn to control my emotions. Now everything is sunshine. I'm going to smile at you. Don't care what my problems are. I'm not going to let you know my problems. I'm just going to let you see my sunshine. And when I give you my sunshine, that's all I'm going to get receiving. Your emotions, control them. Control of your body. When I say your body, that means your diet, your weight, how you carry yourself, what you look like, your attire, your dress, all of that. You control it. You're exercising. Do you realize that when you sit for 20 minutes, you're supposed to get up for 5? How many times do you go to work, sit down for 8 hours and never get up? 8 hours and you never rise. That is the worst thing you can do to your body. Every 20 minutes, 30 minutes is the maximum you're supposed to stretch. I'm an impatient. I'm a patient. I pace all day long. I probably done 10 miles just pacing. I can't sit. My energy level is so high. I wake up getting up. If the daylight comes, I got to wake up. Once I wake up, daylight here, I got to get up. And then again, I pace, I walk, so I have to control this body. Look how beautiful this body is at 65 and a half. How many people out there my age or got a walker, or got a cane, or humped over, or got to have a knee replacement, a hip replacement, or something? I have none of that. Why? I take care of this temple. God says, worship me in my temple. He ain't talking about no building. He's talking about what he gave you to live your existence in. This, your body is your temple. How can you abuse one of the greatest things God gave you once he blew breath into you? That's your body. Now, you don't do that, then you're going to get what you get. We told you all about diet today. All about health. That's your body. It's simple for you to mistreat your body, and you won't go to heaven. It's simple. You know, I don't sin. Yes, you do, because look at you. You eating red meat, pork, third party, smoking, drinking, doing drugs and everything. You ain't controlling your body, and you're sinning. Think about it. Number 4. Oh, Lord, have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. Control of your education. You've got to control. What goes in, you control. What comes out, you control. You control what goes in, and you control what comes out. I said earlier today, and I spoke on it kind of emphatically, that how I can control your life from the day you're born to the day you die. I control 2 things. And the greatest thing I can control is your education. A formal education will give you maybe a job and maybe keep you working. But a self-education will give you freedom beyond anything that you can even imagine. Educate yourself. Learn the true education. Learn your true education, your true history. Research, like I said, with today's technology, ignorance is a choice. Control your education. You have no idea how free I am. Because I can sit down and break down all these lies they've told you. Carter G. Woodson wrote it back in 20-something, 30-something, when he wrote the book, The Miseducation of the Negro. You better read that book, because you can find out you've been miseducated. One of the biggest salvations you will ever in life get is when you realize that you have been miseducated and you seek the proper education. You want to be free? Learn your education. You don't? You want to learn the true history, the true education? Go ahead and yes, you are a slave. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Because they're controlling your mind, because you're learning their education and what they want you to learn, know, and believe. Find out what they're with. Question everything. What's the most powerful question out there that exists? Why? The question of why. There is no, why is the most powerful question ever asked. It's why. Kids aren't dumb. What's the first word a kid will learn? No, the second word he learns. It's why. The first one is no. Everything, you love me? No. Because it's easy word to say, but when they learn, when you tell them something, or you say, baby, this happened, why? Well, baby, don't do that. Why? They want to know. That's a powerful word. God knows what he's doing when he's giving you language. And remember, speak it. Because I tell you, the universe, your God force, your life force does not speak English. Why are they going to speak English to all the languages in the world, in the universe? It doesn't speak English. What does it speak? Frequency. What is your frequency? What are you putting out there? What is your aura saying? What is your spirit saying? What is your God force saying? It speaks frequency. Number 5, what's your feedback loop? Who are you talking to? What are they telling you? If you got all yes people around you, you got problems. Who's advising you? Who's coaching you? Who's teaching you? Who's giving you things of information and knowledge that you need? Baby, are you putting this on here, on there? Okay, I just want, yeah, you can wait. Okay, but feedback loop, very important. Do you know the power of the right people around you and guiding you and telling you and teaching you? If you got all yes people around you, how are you going to advance and learn or do anything that's when you're wrong? Because, you know, 2 wrongs ain't never made it right. You're wrong for going to them, and they're wrong for telling you, for being a yes man or a woman. What's your feedback loop? That's it right there. Control your advisors. Who's advising you? Who's coaching you? I don't like being a coach. I really don't. I do it because I'm so gifted at it. And I've got so much knowledge and information. And trust me, I am not a yes person. I don't try to hurt your feelings. And I'll speak to you in a manner that's not degrading to you. But I'll let you know what you're doing that's holding you back. Like I told you, not the big things you do holding you back. It's the little things you don't do that's holding you back. Number 7, very, very important. Control of your vocabulary. You have to learn how to speak, learn how to talk. You got so many professional people out there that are great at their profession, but don't succeed because they don't know how to talk, don't know how to speak. You got these teenagers out there want to always speak street and want to know why they can't get a job. You got people out there got education, but they're just an educated fool. Why? Because they don't know how to speak. Control your vocabulary. What are you saying to people? Is everything you say negative? And here's the thing that most people do that's very, 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 very wrong. They listen to answer, not listen to learn. See, once you learn to listen to learn, because I'm speaking with you, we're in a conversation, and you wait to give me feedback on what I said. Or just say something, man, when I say it, instead of listening to learn what I said and then comment. That's why God just gave you one mouth and 2 ears. You should speak half as much as you listen. Learn vocabulary. Learn a vocabulary. It don't have to be big. There are over 650,000 words in the English language, and we only use 1,500 of them. Most people use 1,500. Most of them don't use that. Think about that. Learn a vocabulary that's comfortable. Now, I do have one, but I don't use my big vocabulary. I love speaking to common people, common sense, and use the language that everyone understands. I don't use words that you got to look at and say, what the world was he saying? Sometimes showing your, I don't want your intelligence. I don't want your brilliance. All I want from you is your information in a way that I can understand it. Control your vocabulary. Number 9, control of your friends. Like I say, you're the smartest person. If you think you're the smartest person in the room, you got a problem. And if you are, you got a bigger one. Control of your friends. Who do you have around you? Are your friends negative? If you got 5 negative friends, guess who's number 6? If you got 5 friends that ain't going nowhere, guess who's number 6? If you got 5 friends that know how to act, they want to drink and have fun, guess who's number 6? If you got 5 broke friends, guess who's number 6? Who are you having around you? You have positive around you, so positive things happen. Number 9, control of your environment. Where do you go? What do you do? Are you in an environment where people can teach you and educate you? That's important. You have to have a positive environment. I'm always seeking, and I go out to 3 or 4, 5, 6 meetings, 8, 10 meetings a week. But I know what the environment, that's the environment that's going to grow me, build me, or somewhere down the road, it's going to be beneficial to me. And I'm going to meet people who know people who are going to be beneficial to me. And you wonder, well, why come I'm all alone? How come I don't get invited nowhere? Well, what you think? Who is it? It's success. It's your next man. It don't happen that way. Someone going to help you ain't going to knock on your door and say, here I am. You got to go out, like I say, you got to go outside into the environment. But you watch the environment you go in, make sure it's positive, not a negative environment.
That's right.
Now, these feedback loops, I'm telling you, 10 of them. You got to know these. You got to control these. If you don't control these, you got a problem, a major, major problem. Number 10. Bam, there it is, baby.
Mm.
Control of your money. Who was it said that? And I can't remember who it was now for some reason. It'll come to me in a moment. Who said he will never ever let no one ever sign his check. He signs his own checks. If you can't, that's what I told you earlier. You should write down every penny you spend every day. And once a week, look at what you're spending on. So you can see the waste of what you've done. Man, I like those red bottom shoes with the girls. Oh, I got a Dooney bag. I got this and I got that. I got these Jordans, man. These $250 Jordans, baby. Duh. I look at you and say, yeah, you big dummy. You just pay $200 for a pair of shoes that cost them $17 to make. How much sense does that make? Well, man, yeah, I got this big 4x4. Man, I'm cruising good. You take a park in front of a damn apartment. You ain't controlling your money right. Instead of you going by those red bottom shoes or that Dooney bag or them Jordans or them name brands, invest in the company. So every time them other fools out there buy it, what does it do for your pocket? Cha-ching, baby. Cha-ching. That's controlling your money. Learn to control your money. We as a people, I'm talking about us black folks, have an economy of 1.2 trillion, which is the 16th richest country in the world. You know, we got more money than Australia, which is a continent that's 3 or 4 times the size of America, or larger than that, more than that, how many times. And we got more money, black people have more money than the continent of Australia. And we don't own a damn thing in America, we own less than 3% of America. Because we are consumers. We're consumers. Thought and education. Thinking and realizing that you don't know what you need to know and go and get the education that you do. So you will stop. You want to give your wealth away? I'm telling you how we give our wealth away. Now, white people, money goes through their country about 38 times. Jewish community goes through it a lot. Their money circulating their community. The Spanish, a lot. The Asian, a lot. 9, 10, 12 times. You know how many times money goes through the black community? It don't. It lasts for 45 minutes. We get our check, and what do we do with it? Run to the bank and put it on the white man's bank. And then you can't go get a loan. What did you just do? You just gave your wealth away. You get your paycheck, you go spend it where? At one of these stores where they don't look like you. The employees don't look like you. And they take that money, where they take it? Back to their community. What did you just do? You just gave your wealth away. Yeah. And you don't even realize it. Well, why come we ain't got this? And how come they don't like us? Well, hell, how they gonna respect you when you don't respect yourself? Because you would rather go spend money with them than you would to somebody look just like you. Well, yeah, man, this person, they ripped us off one time. I ain't gonna mess with them no more. Well, hell, the white man's had you in slavery for 450 damn years. You still spend money with him. Why come you don't tell him that? Think about it. You've got to learn to control your money. That event that we're doing here, May the 27th. Oh, are we going to give you an education and teach you how you can take and build your $1 million company off of just dealing with people that look just like you, so you can hire people that look just like you, so you can build a community that look just like you, so you can deal with a bank that look just like you. And it's very easy to do as soon as you learn how to deal with people that look just like you. And you say, oh, well, they gonna rip you off, they ain't no good. But you got to realize it's somebody else. Your children are that somebody else. Your husband, your wife is that somebody else. It's your mindset you got to change. That thought that you got to change. Control. Learn to control your money. Learn to control you. How much time, baby? Okay. I wish I could have time to really take that 2 hours to go through all these last 2 that I went through, but I want to read you. I want to read you a story, y'all, about success. And I'll tell you how I got about this. And I love this. And it's the last chapter of my book, by the way, that I have coming. And it's called, I named it Success, but it's really Climbing Success Mountain. And imagine this. Here's what I want y'all to imagine. I'm going to leave that up there for a minute, because that's powerful. You know, it don't take me to put all that stuff together. Hey, I need a high chair.
I got you.
I don't have to. I can just sit in the chair, but I'd rather have a high chair. I want to read y'all something that I wrote. Please tell me this is the new one. I've got so many versions of this. I do. It's gonna take about 20 minutes. I hope y'all this story doesn't bore you. And I hope you understand this. I want you to hear what I wrote. And the Spirit gave me this one morning. It woke me one morning about 2 o'clock. And so you got to learn when you wake up in the morning, around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it's your spirit waking you to say, I got something to tell you. Do you realize that's when your mind is at most powerful? It will never be more powerful than that moment for the rest of the day. When you wake up that time of morning, don't turn the TV on, don't turn the radio on, just lay there and tell your spirit, talk to me. Have pencil and paper. Because how many times you woke up and thought about something, went back to sleep, woke up an hour or two later and you couldn't remember what it was. You said, dang, gone. That's because your spirit is not going to give it to you but that time of the morning. You have to realize the power of that time of morning. I talk a lot about spirit because I believe in spirit. See, I'm spiritual. I believe that when you die, your spirit continues on. Before you're born, your spirit was there. Your body you're not a physical person living a spiritual existence. You're a spiritual person living in this physical body. I told you before, what if? No matter what if I told y'all, what if? Think about what if and live your life as a what if. What if your life is a dream? And when you die, you wake up. Think about that. From whence you came to what you return. What if your life is a dream? And when you die, you wake up. Prove I'm wrong. Now, I'm gonna give you. I want y'all to read. I want y'all to listen. Now, this is you. Right now, this is you. Where I'm saying me, put your name there, and understand what this is. Because this has a lot of things that you gotta catch. I'm not gonna explain it to you. You gotta catch it. Because it's gonna give you what you need and show you you. This is you. Called Mr. Success, climbing the success mountain. While sitting down the valley of complacency at the foot of the mountain with all my complacent peeps, my friends, my buddies, you know, the ones you sit down and chat with and lie to about how great you were. You know, the longer you're out of high school, the better football player you were, the longer you're out. The longer you're out, the better person you were in school, how much more successful the longer you're out. How you tell them how great you were. When you tell your complacent friends, you're chilling, chatting, and telling stories about your accomplishments and lying here and there, just like the rest of them. One day I noticed a stranger sitting from us, who for some reason attracted me. Now, that's you saying you saw this. Being bold and curious, I just had to find out who was this stranger. I walked over to the stranger, looked him in the face, and asked him, "Who are you?" He looked me square in my eyes with a soft, powerful voice, said, "I am what you keep saying you are." I asked, "What are you talking about?" With that soft, powerful voice said, "I am success." He must have read that crazy look I had on my face, because the next thing he said was, "Why do you talk so much about in lies what you can truly do and be in reality?" I looked at him in a wonderment. You know, once again, I'm wondering and said, "Well, what are you talking about?" He looked at me and said, "On top of this mountain is your greatness." I looked at him again in wonderment and said, "My greatness? What are you talking about?" He said, "If you want to find out your greatness, meet me here at 6 a.m. in the morning, dressed to climb this mountain. And all you are to bring is a pen and pad of paper." I looked away for a moment at my complacent friends to see what all that ruckus was they was making behind me. And when I turned my attention back to the stranger, he was gone. Just a quick, he just disappeared on me. Where did he go? I was totally dumbfounded. Where did he go that fast? Or was I imagining what just happened to me? Was I imagining that? I was no good for the rest of the day trying to figure out what should I do? Did that really happen? Truth was, I had to find out, did this really happen? Or was I losing my mind or what? So at 5:30 the next morning, I was at the foot of the mountain, looking around for Mr. Success. I wanted to get there early. I wanted to make sure, what was going on. At 6 o'clock on the dot, I heard a voice say, "Good morning." What? Who? How? What? Wait a minute. Where did you come from? Are you ready to receive your greatness? He asked. I have a thousand questions to ask you, I said. In a soft, powerful voice, he said, "Well, they will all be answered on the climb," he replied. "Now, follow me." Not uttering another word, he started up the mountain. Without me even being aware of it, I started following. We climbed, and we climbed, and we climbed, and we climbed, and we climbed. I couldn't talk to him because I was too busy trying to breathe, just trying to keep up. By the afternoon, I was so exhausted, I could hardly move. But I couldn't let him leave me behind. So I sucked it up and kept climbing. To take my mind off my tiredness, I started singing. When I finally caught up with him that evening, he was sitting at the base of a very large pile of rock stones. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, okay. I'm caught up with him. When I looked up, all I could see was more large rocks and more mountains. He said in that soft, powerful voice, "We will rest here tonight. I want you to write down everything that you have learned and what you have experienced today." I looked at him and said, "I have some questions I need answered." He looked at me and smiled and said, "In due time." He gave me something to eat and said to me, "I'll be back," and walked away. As I sat there thinking and writing about the day, I realized just how tired I really was. The next thing I knew, it was morning. And there beside me was breakfast. As I tried to move, I realized something. I hurt in places I didn't even know I had places. As I looked around for Mr. Success, I saw him up on a bluff waving to me. "Come on, come on." As I started climbing, I noticed that I couldn't climb straight up. It was much too steep. I had to angle around the cliff and the rocks, but I was always climbing upward. By mid-afternoon, I noticed my hands were scarred. My clothes were dusty, and my feet were hurting from the edges I had to use to get a foothold, but I had to keep climbing. As I kept looking up, Mr. Success was always way up above me, waving me, "Come on, come on." So I couldn't stop. When I finally caught up with Mr. Success, all I could barely do was crawl. Mr. Success, he was sitting at the opening of a very deep crevice. He had already prepared for me a very nice dinner. He said we would rest here for the night. I want you to write down all of what you have experienced and all you have learned from the last few weeks of climbing the rocks. As I sat there thinking and writing about the weeks, I looked at myself and realized how callous my hands had become, how strong my body had gotten, and how I wasn't as sore anymore. When I woke up the next morning, there was a breakfast, an axe, and some rope. I wondered, what was I supposed to do with these things? To how was I going to do with this big crevice? On the other side of the crevice was Mr. Success waving to me. Come on, come on. I really had to think and figure out how was I supposed to get across such a wide and deep crevice. I knew I couldn't fly. As I thought and thought and thought, I began to remember the conversations that I had with my complacent friends and how they used to have, and realized all I had to do was take what they had done and talked about in their profession and apply it to the situation. So I started cutting down trees, tying them together to build a bridge. And the more I cut and the more I tied, the more I sang. Upon completing the task some months later, I crossed over to the other side of the crevice. There for the bridge that I had built and just crossed was Mr. Success, smiling with a beautiful meal in front of him. He said, we will rest here for tonight. I want you to write down all you have experienced and all you have learned in the last few months of building the bridge. He looked at me smiling and said, I will be back. And he walked away. After I'd eaten to my heart's content, I began reminiscing and writing. Upon waking the next morning, there was Mr. Success with my breakfast. I couldn't help but notice the tallest trees I'd ever seen in my life, the largest trees I'd ever seen, with underbrush so thick you couldn't even see through them. He looked at me in a soft, powerful voice and said, just on the other side of these trees is a meadow that goes to the top of the mountain. Wow, what? Oh, I was excited. On the other side of these trees, I was good to go. He got up and said, I'll be back, but don't wait for me, and walked away. But there where he sat, he had left a machete. A machete? I knew I couldn't climb those massive trees. I also knew I couldn't go through the underbrush. So the only thing I knew I could do was to go through them. I grabbed a machete and started making a path through the underbrush. The next thing I knew, I was singing. As nightfall came, I rested. Then again, as nightfall came, I rested. Then again, as nightfall came, I rested. Then again and again and again, as nightfall came, I rested. Then one day, there before me was the meadow. As I turned to look back, I saw the path I had made through the trees and through the underbrush for Mr. Success to come if he needed to follow. But nowhere did I see Mr. Success. But knowing what, if he were here, he would say to me to do, I sat down and wrote what I experienced and all I had learned on cutting through the underbrush. Upon awakening the next morning, I started through the meadow, still headed toward the top of the mountain. After a few hours, I stood there on the top of the mountain. There was Mr. Success standing on the edge. The view was so marvelous and magnificent, I had never imagined or seen something so beautiful. I was so proud of myself after all I had been through that I made it to the top of the mountain. All I wanted to do was jump for joy. Mr. Success looked at me and said, I want you to sit and write 10 valuable things you have learned from your climb to the mountaintop. I sat and I thought, and I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote. As Mr. Success had instructed me to do many times before. Upon completion, I looked up, and there was Mr. Success looking at me, smiling that joyful smile. Give me your 10 valuable things you have learned, he said. I looked at him and smiled and said, number one, in order to get to the top, you must first start. There before me appeared a spirit that said, I am the beginning. You cannot go nowhere without me leading you. I smiled, and the spirit said, now what's number two? Number two, when you get tired, just keep going. And then again there before me appeared another spirit. The spirit said, I am your second wind. You need me when you think you can go no further. Once again, I smiled, and the spirit said, now what's number three? Number three, I said, you're going to have bumps and bruises and challenges along the way. Doubt, fear, and thoughts of failure will creep in. Before me yet again appeared another spirit. I am strength. You will never know how strong you are until strong is all you have. I smiled because I understood. And he said, okay, now what's number four? I said, number four, if you can't jump over or go around this situation, you're going to have to build a bridge over it. And there before me, once again, appeared another spirit that said, I am knowledge. I am what you need in order to build. That I had acquired. I had experienced it. And then he looked at me and said, what's number five? I said, number five is if you know what needs to be done, then do it. Once again, before me appeared yet another spirit that said, I am effort. I am what you need in order to fulfill your dreams. I smiled because I understood. And he said, now what is number six? I said, number six, regardless of the task, keep joy, harmony, and song in your doing. And there before me again appeared the sixth spirit that said, I am song. You do not sing because you are happy. You are happy because you sing. And I smiled because I had sung my way up the mountain. And he said, okay, what is number seven? I said, number seven, always have a goal to reach. Just like my goal was to reach the top of this mountain. And before me yet appeared the seventh spirit that said, I am direction. Without me, no road you will ever take will get you there. Always blaze a trail and leave a path for others to follow. I understood because I had left a path through the underbrush. And he says, okay, now what is number eight? I said, number eight, I noticed how success fed me natural foods. So proper diet is a necessity. Before me yet again appeared the eighth spirit that said, I am health. Without me, nothing is possible. And he smiled and said, what is number nine? I said, number nine, never give up on any task put before you. Before me yet appeared the ninth spirit that said, I am determination. I am what drives you and gives you power. This I had learned. And I smiled. And he smiled back and said, now what is number 10? Number 10, I said, in me is greatness. Before me appeared the 10th spirit. I knew instantly that this was the most powerful of them all. He looked at me and said, I am God. I am everything, everywhere, all at once. And I felt so humbled and blessed. Mr. Success bowed to those before me, bowed to the 10 spirits before me, and then he kissed the hand of God. Success looked at me and told me to celebrate and rejoice with those before me. And tomorrow morning, he would show me my greatness and how great I had become. I asked Mr. Success, what happened to doubt and fear and failure on my journey to the top of the mountain? Mr. Success looked at me and smiled and said, they died on the way. That night, we feasted and celebrated my journey, my learned lessons. The next morning upon awakening, the only one still there was Mr. Success. Mr. Success was smiling and standing on the very edge of the mountain. He said, you have learned your lessons well, my son. I want you to take all you have written and all you have learned and share it with the world. I will now show you your greatness. Mr. Success said to me with open arms, come to the edge. But I was a little hesitant. As he stood there on the very edge, Mr. Success says, come to the edge, I said. I did. He wrapped his arms around me, turned me to the edge, and pushed me. And I flew. Now, in this story, I hope you saw that greatness was in him all the time. He's had to experience it and build it and grow as he went along, as he built. And the 10 spirits came and showed him and told him. Because if you notice something about Mr. Success, he was always ahead telling you, come on. How did he get across the crevice? He was a spirit. How did he get up on that bluff? A spirit. It's all in you. And when he pushed him off the edge, all he had to do was what? Open his wings and he could fly. It was all there all the time. It's in you. You were the person climbing that mountain. That's your mountain that yet for you to climb and learn your lessons and look back and see. Come to the edge, I said. So when success pushes you off, you can fly. I want to thank y'all. The Spirit gave me that one morning. I mean, for me, I look at that and I say, God, that's not me. That is definitely my Spirit giving me that. You see how that fell into place?
Yeah.
It's amazing. I look and say, God, that was my Spirit, my force giving me this that morning. And I had enough sense to lay there quiet and let it give it to me. And for the next 2 days, I sit down and wrote and figured that, put it together. And as I was writing, it was just falling into place. It was amazing. I wish I could get that feeling. I'm looking for that feeling again. I've had it more than once. And it's such a grace and a blessing when that Spirit is there speaking to you and you listening. Come to the edge, I said. I want to thank every one of those online and those here. And all I can say is God bless you. And everyone, keep working on your road to success. Thank you.
That's great, man. That's amazing.
Come to the edge, I said. So when I see y'all, you know what I mean when I tell you come to the edge. I know how you was taking that in, man. I was watching you. So come to the edge, I said. It's the chapter, last chapter of my book.
Okay.
Last chapter of my book. All right, man. I hope to see you in the month too, man. For the 30th, 20, yeah, right here. Yeah.
Yes, sir, you told me, but now it's up.
Cause see how you like what you see here. Cause they using it. They got a TV studio and a radio studio and everything. So they're in use right now, so I can't go any further. And I get three conference rooms and a mini kitchen in there too.
That's almost standalone. Yeah, right, yeah.
You like that? I've got it. You want it? I've got it on my CDs. I got a copy of it. It's on my CD. I've got a copy I've done. $10. Yeah, I got a copy like that. So if you want it, $10. Like that. Hey man, I love it. I can't. I mean, you know, you'd be surprised all whenever I'm buying, I need something. I just put that on.
Right.
Oh, you can turn it off, baby. Oh, Kevin, turn it off.
Yeah.